We are 1 week away from the draft. We're going to talk some draft. We're going to do a draft. And we're not going to scam it up like some of these other pods out here have by picking every pick in the draft. No, we're going to do it like a real draft. It's going to be random until it's our turn. Why? Because when we do it big. Or, as Clinton Porter said, Dr. Dewich Big. Now, we're also going to talk about some real ownership talk, some fake ownership talk, and a whole lot more. Coming up next on Command This.
Happy 420, motherfuckers.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is April 20th. Happy 420 day to everybody. Welcome to the show. Welcome to our weekly live stream. That was Phil on the intro. It's your boy Steve. We got Mr. Dev up in the corner. It's the trio as per usual. So tonight for us, this is episode 194, and we are a week away from the NFL draft, where our Washington Football Commanders have the 16th overall pick in the 2023 NFL draft, taking place live at Kansas City, home of the Super Bowl champions, the reigning Super Bowl champions. So, fellas, good evening. How are you on this very fine Thursday? Dev, check in. Let me hear you.
Doing fantastic.
I'm good.
You are good. You are good. So yesterday, it's no secret that there's been Brian Davis. Brian Davis, former DMV area guy, played for Duke, won 2 national championships. Played high school basketball in Bladensburg, and he's been an entrepreneur ever since. Had a couple of rough business investments with Christian Laettner. He's doing all kinds of things, right? And now supposedly he's put a bid in for the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders. And so Brian Davis is going to be the first topic we're going to talk about tonight. He's doing a media tour. He says he put in a bid for $7 billion, not $6 billion that the Rails, Magic Johnson, and Josh Harris group. $7 billion. And if you listen to the Darren Haynes interview from WSNI, shout out to Darren. And if you listen to his interview on the 106.7 The Fan with the Junkies, it just gave off this vibe that it was just a terrible, terrible, terrible pyramid scheme. Like all of his capital is hypothetical capital. And yeah, it was hilarious. It was entertaining, but let's talk about it. So his capital, okay? His capital. He has a company called Urban Echo. He's from PG County. He created 9 LLCs because he had a lot of financial trouble in the past, right? So he created an LLC. 9 LLCs, and Urban Echo is his company. He has a ton of acreage down in North Carolina, West Village, I think it is. And his plan is to develop this land and put a bunch of solar right on this property and sell it back to the grid. That's the plan. That's part of it. The rest of the business plan includes the stadium, includes the team. So he's putting in a bid not just for the Commanders. He's putting in a bid to do all kinds of other crazy stuff. And his capital is stemming from something that doesn't exist yet, if that makes sense. But he says he has investors who have already paid him for his idea, his intellectual property that's going to generate capital. It's insane.
So he's robbing Peter to pay Paul and sticking Mary with the bill. That's what it sounds like. This is all one of those things where he's betting if he's trying to be legit, he is betting that somehow this is all going to work out. We've seen this in the past in other forms of business. It ain't happening. This is not a solid business plan. If anybody thinks, oh, we should go with this, you don't understand business, and you should never step into that field. Because when you're talking about money this big, there has to be, yes, a lot of big money is hypothetical capital. But you don't see a net worth, such a glaring difference in net worth versus what you're trying to put out as an expenditure. Brian Davis, his net worth, I don't even think is $100 million. And he wants to put up a $7 billion bid. You got to have the money for it. You got to have, this is a billionaire's game. And you're trying to play millionaires. This is like new money versus generational wealth kind of difference here. It ain't happening. But it's entertaining because there are some people who are like, oh, Dan's going to definitely take this because it's more money. No one would, because the money doesn't exist. And at this point, Dan needs hard capital. He's got a lot of debt to pay off.
He needs a sure thing. He needs something that's gonna.
He needs for show. No, I don't know.
For show, not I don't know. You know what else is entertaining? Watching Dev eat that sub, because that thing looks delicious.
Well,
I do want to play a real quick clip from
the
interview. So just hold tight and listen up.
You've allegedly offered $7 billion to be the front of this group or whatever. Are you suggesting that you yourself, Brian Davis, is a billionaire?
Yes. Making that suggestion. I just finalized a relationship with some of the wealthiest people in the world to help uplift my people.
He identifies as a billionaire.
Hey, me too. I'm a trans billionaire too, motherfucker.
I identify as the seventh member of the Wu-Tang Clan,
But hey, by the way,
I am putting in an $8 billion bid tomorrow.
I was 100% watching the Wu-Tang Chronicles before I got on the pod, the last episode.
Nice, get your height
this season. Yeah, man, I identify as rich all the time, man.
Yes, listen to a few more minutes of this. Gets fun
in my community, and I'm honored to do that. And I've been working with Prince George's County over the last year to help develop the Blue Line Initiative. And Angela Alston-Brooks and Orlin Johnson and all the leaders in Prince George's County are just great. And I did not want to see the team move. The other guys are planning to buy the team and move them to Virginia or leave.
He had a lot of shade on Magic Johnson, a lot of shade
based on what?
Rails. Yeah.
But based on what? If he's going to say that, you better have some kind of evidence to make that kind of an allegation.
Oh, right? Yeah.
And even if they do move it to Virginia, that's probably not a bad move, considering the fact that pretty much the Ravens own PG County at this point.
Yeah, it's the sad part.
They want when Lamar leaves.
All right.
Personally, over $1 billion.
Yeah, I do today. I did not when I was born, but I've developed over the last several years, and I've managed a relationship where we've had this capital a little over a couple of months, but we haven't transacted, and we'd like to get a contract and sign a contract. But yeah, we've begun to transact, but we haven't begun to spend major capital, and we hope to do that in the
so the Bank of America knows that you've submitted that information, your personal financial information to Bank of America.
Yeah, what I've done is I've sent 4 of the 5 items, which are the
and the bottom line is he wants to keep, if he's selected as owner from Mr. Snyder, he wants to keep the team exactly where it is. He wants to keep the stadium in PG. He wants to develop the Central Avenue corridor because that's where he was raised. He's very familiar. He loves that Central Avenue corridor. The Addison Road Blue Line Metro Air is what he wants to develop. So I commend him for that. Trying to get back to
man. What's Magic want? We don't care what he wants. What's Magic want?
Magic claims to be a Commanders fan his whole life, which I call nonsense. You're just, I get it.
Maybe
You're
not.
just
No,
trying
he's
to-
from Michigan.
What does that
Why
have
would
to
you
do
think
with-
he's an LA fan? What would you think?
He's probably a Lions fan. He's afraid to
You
admit
think
it.
he'll be a Detroit fan?
The Lions have
Look,
stunk most of his life.
I work at General Motors, bro. Like everyone
Or a
there,
Vikings or a Packers fan.
everyone there is from Detroit, and no one is a Lions fan.
Nobody.
No one. Not one of them. Like everybody came from
man.
Alabama, so Alabama Crimson Tide fan. All of them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody came from like Rochester stuff. They're all Knicks, Yankees, Mets fans.
Yeah.
No one that came from Detroit is a Lions fan.
Nobody.
And it's like half the plant.
Shout out to
Okay.
Badass Lord Tipsy. He said, hear ye. It's your boy Tipsy, and I command that this podcast get liked and shared. # command this. God mode comment, Lord Tipsy. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you much.
So, by the way, you look at these net worth deals and everything else, and they usually overestimate your net worth. And the one I can find that I know is talking about him, 15 million.
15 million.
15 million. 15 million.
Is that really?
He claimed to be a billionaire.
But is that really like millionaire? Is that really like worth? I ain't saying cash. That's hard to get cash. I'm not going to knock on that. But I mean, I'm sure one of us might be worth $1 million. Like, you think about it. Like, you sell your house, all your jewelry, cars and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Supposedly, he has a net salary of $80,000 a month.
Jesus, what's he do, man?
I mean, he
That ain't
does this
enough.
green energy thing. Nobody knows. He is
That
the
ain't
company.
enough.
The company he created is not on the internet. He goes, it's not on the internet. I'm in the trenches. I don't advertise. I guess he made a lot of mistakes with some properties, some apartment complexes down in Durham, North Carolina, and got that Duke.
He apparently got sued by Sean Merriman.
Yeah, for a couple million. And a few more sound bits here.
Of this money that you had accumulated, you've heard the rumors that it's like Saudi money. I know you disputed that with Darren Haynes. But I never thought for a second that you were ever alleging that your personal net worth was in the billions.
My personal net worth, because of my partners. As I said, I wasn't born with $1 billion, but my partners are multi-billionaires.
Right. So you're representing them. That's what that's what you're doing.
I'm representing them, but I've sold my intellectual property, which allowed me to have, a large amount of capital. But this capital is a direct reflection of the business model.
I don't know, man. It's fun. It's funny to talk about. No one's taking him seriously.
You ever seen the Mac? Any of y'all ever seen the Mac in here?
No.
He's like, you're a car thief. That's why you feel like you're talking to a car salesman, bro. I feel like
that's what it sounds like. Yes, a car salesman, a pyramid scheme.
I used to work in auto sales, and I used to work in auto sales. All right, I worked as a salesperson, and I've worked as an internet manager. Let me tell you something now. I've never spit a line of bullshit this long.
Yeah, he said, "I got my money comes from white people, Jews." Italians.
He should have.
Funding him. What's going on?
Somebody should have hit him with the what's his name, Richard Pryor. Tell him to have a coconut smile and shut the fuck up.
What's going on to our boy Yam in Japan? Yam Sensei.
Yam.
Just got out of class, having a short break before the next one. Thank you for tuning in. We're just going through these sound clips here for Brian Davis. If you haven't listened to the Junkies episode from yesterday, because it's endless content. A few more sound bits here.
But I'm lead, but as the owner and the majority owner and the person that created it, I can represent that. So that's why I'm representing it. And if they want to tell me that it's not, then that would be a lie, because we're the first green guys in America, and it's the West Village in Durham. That's what the big fight was about.
All right, we got to check all that out. What about the $50 billion deal, like intellectual property? Just forgive me for being incredulous or not doubting that, Brian. But
who gets paid $50 billion just for their idea that hasn't even come to fruition yet? Apparently, he does. Apparently he does. He says he has $50 billion. Just listen.
Just imagine you're on Shark Tank and Kevin O'Leary just laughing that somebody says their company's worth $50 billion.
Yeah, he can laugh, but as I said, Kevin Leary is on Shark Tank. I'm not. No, he's much smarter than I am. I'm an operator. I'm in the trenches. And what I said is that what I'm doing is a fact. If you look at all the infrastructure laws that have been developed over the country, there's many people who sell megawatt energy.
So that's the bottom line, Dev. He wants to sell his land with energy on it back to the grid. Yam says Brian Davis might be a single billionaire if all the people that believe him donated like 50 million.
No, 500 million. No, he'd only be a 500 millionaire.
The way he
comes up with he doesn't donate it to himself.
Million.
So Dev, the way he comes up with the formula is, so you do evaluation per year and then you do 10x times 10. So the team makes 500 million per year. You 10x that. That's $5 billion. He says his business model will generate $5 billion of capital per year times 10x. That's $50 billion valuation.
Is he the guy who came up with that cold fusion?
I bet you he's probably just measuring square mileage, solar panel, energy production equals X megawatt time this dollar equals this. That's probably all he's doing.
Did he come up with quantum energy? That happened. That happened.
Quantum computing.
That happened.
Yeah, it's there.
That happened. But I was saying, is he the guy that did it?
No.
We just don't know it.
And he also wants to bring the team. He doesn't want the team in DC. He wants it where it is. He's going to bring back the old colors and the marching band, and he wants to change the name. So those are the things he says he wants to do.
He's saying so he's saying, well, not all, but a lot of what he's saying is to appeal to all these goddamn Red Wolves fans who are like, yeah, we want the old uniforms back, but keep the W, but we're gonna go to Red Wolves, and the things that just we want to move backwards. All right, yep, he's appealing to the people who want to move backwards to get their support because he thinks that if enough people in the fan base really get vocal about it, even if they are a minority, if they're just a really vocal minority, that it's going to make something happen because people go, uh-oh, people are talking. People are talking. I think they really like this Brian Davis guy. Not happening.
Yeah. That's what he said. I think
this is a world of real business, and I'm not going to have this guy who is a con artist.
Yeah,
I am not having some con artist bullshit dude.
He is appealing to the Maryland fans for sure.
Come in here and say I got all this money, because here's the thing: he'll come in, he will screw it up because none of what he's saying will come to fruition. And guess what? We're going to have to sell the team again, or the team's going to go bankrupt, and then we're going to become an even bigger laughing stock in the landscape of sports. I thought we're trying to get away from this. We want legitimacy. This dude's not legitimate. If you're legitimate, show me the money.
Show me the money.
Okay.
$6 billion. That he has to have about $2 billion of his own money in the bank. Will you have 30% of the $7 billion in your personal account? Is that your money?
Yeah. What I hope to do, and what we're planning on, is to have the acceptance from Mr. Snyder. But what I'm going to show Mr. Snyder is that my partners allow me to have $10.5 billion in my account, $7 billion to give to Mr. Snyder and Mrs. Snyder, $2 billion for the liquidity requirement, $1 billion to begin the restoration of the stadium. Our plan for the stadium is to keep the stadium restored at a translucent, retractable roof, to give it a 12-month life cycle, and then we want to develop a smart city in and around the stadium where we create a river walk and a man-made beach, and we create a destination. So when there's not a game,
I like the moat idea. Remember, I always like.
So let's just recap that. This dude said a translucent roof that collapses over stadium. Great idea. Puts it a stadium, that'd be cool because you can have concerts and venues all year long. He said a river walk. If you've been in San Antonio and they got the river walk, that's cool.
They have a river in San Antonio.
But he also said a man-made beach, which we have not man-made, but we have lots of beaches down here. We're on the coast, Maryland, Virginia, DC. Man-made beach. And but that's what he said he's going to have $10 billion in his
Does he
account.
want a lazy river too?
He's gonna have the $7 billion from his investors to buy the team, $2 billion to have the 30% liquidity in his account in cash. He's gonna have an extra $1 billion, which is $10 billion, on hand to start all that infrastructure stuff we just talked about. The river walk, the man-made beach, the translucent roof, and build a mini city around Morgan Boulevard. What are you going to do with the people that live in those homes? You can't kick them out. I don't know.
Gonna pay him to get the fuck out, man.
To me.
Yeah, he probably got promissaries saying they're gonna buy their land too.
Yeah, Yam says it needs to be in DC. Getting to FedEx is such a biatch from anywhere.
What's the point getting a new owner if you're gonna get new ownership? Why just get the same stuff?
Yeah.
Yam. See, I had the solution to that because I come from Western Virginia, out near Harrisonburg. What you do is you be friends with Steve.
Yeah.
And then you park at his house and ride with him into the state.
Also, I think the movie Wrong Turn is in West Virginia, so that should.
I said I'm in Western Virginia. Thank you very much.
You heard it the first time.
I'm not in West Virginia. I'm in Best Virginia. Thank you.
All right, I think there's one more clip, and then we'll wrap up Brian Davis.
Let's bring Six Flags into the stadium and do our own kind of destination with the indoor-outdoor water park, sort of like a Great Wolf Lodge, coupled with the river walk.
So you just had bad information on that.
My head's exploding.
Yeah. So just for the record, he tried to buy the Six Flags property from Dan Snyder, even though Dan Snyder hasn't owned that in like 25 years since the early 2000s. So that just shows you, like, are you really a businessman, dude? All right. I think we had enough of
man.
I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business. Damn. All right. I think that we had enough of Brian Davis here, right? I think we've had enough. Next topic, Ron Rivera press conference tour. So him and Ron Rivera and Mr. Marty Herney made a couple different pressers today. Over the last couple days, as the team's preparing for the draft, there's a lot of stuff going on, and said quite a few different things. First and foremost, they started off with Chase Young. You know, what's Chase Young? Are they going to pick up his 5th-year option right away? Bottom line is, they said they were going to wait. They were going to wait till May 2nd. So the deadline to pick up all 5th-year options is May 2nd. Chase Young right now is he's still on the deal, but if they don't pick that up, he's on a 4-year deal, and he's got to pay for a contract, which puts him in a contract year. So I ask you, Dev, I'll start with you. Should they pick up the 5th-year option? It doesn't matter when they pick it up, either now or 2 weeks from now. But
yeah,
should they pick up the 5th-year option for Chase Young?
For sure. Like it's easy. It's easy choice. Yeah, do it. Even if you don't feel good about it, do it.
Not even a question.
Right.
That's fair.
But just to put it in perspective, we picked up the 5th-year option on RG3 and didn't even play him.
He was benched when we did that.
Yeah, he set the bench after we done that.
Correct. Yeah.
So
then we didn't even pay him somehow.
Right.
So Phil, what do you think?
I think we should pick it up. Realistically, it's not a huge dollar figure, and even if it's going to be an elevated dollar figure,
it's starting linebacker figure.
I mean, it's 1 year,
right?
And then if he's the bust that all the people who want to always be Debbie Downers say he is, then you only paid him big money for 1 year.
I'm gonna throw this out there. Since Magic now there are new owners and shit, basically. Throw this out there. If you're telling me we're not going to sign Chase Young to an extension because we're reserving that money for Lamar Jackson or some other quarterback, big time name like Aaron Rodgers or someone of that ilk,
yeah,
then I would maybe I get it. But if you're not telling me that,
what are you waiting for?
You can't not pay Chase's money and then pull up with Dick at quarterback next year, dog. I'm telling you, dog. We're not talking about this today. But if Hal ain't it, dog, everybody gone, bro.
Yeah, he's scheduled on the 5th-year option. You can see it on the screen. He would make $17.4 million, 0.45. I'll make it a little
Dang.
bigger for you
That ain't
guys.
shit for him.
$17.45 million. And that's only elevated because of he made the Pro Bowl, right, Phil?
Yeah.
So I think that's so that wouldn't normally be that high. He is the number 2 overall pick, but since he made the Pro Bowl, it's a little bit higher. So I would pick it up too. Like, what do you have to lose? We've seen him perform at a high level.
Yeah.
We've seen people come back from ACL as injuries all the time.
Right.
Let's look at
He
this.
was solid when he came back. I mean,
way. His total cap hit this coming season is $11 million.
Yeah.
So if he plays well and you're paying him 17.5 the following year, you're probably getting him at a discount.
And look what you can do. You can pick up the 5th-year option and you can release him at any time.
Yeah.
Anytime, and get all that money back on the 5th-year tender. That's what we did to RG3. We picked it up and then you release him. There's almost no risk.
Mm-hmm.
No risk. Why would you not pick it up? I don't understand it. At first, I was like, okay, make him work for it. He's at OTAs. I get it. Sign the damn 5th-year tender.
I think
cut him next year with
make
0 penalties.
Chase sweat a little bit. Let Chase know that, hey, you've got to prove it this year.
That's fair. That's fair. Yam has a couple comments here. So I think they should, just for the maybe factor, it's 17 million. But if he balls out, he rebounds, he'll get 25 million easy. You're getting at a potential discount for that year. Absolutely. And then you just extend him for 25 and beyond. So you get 1 year at a discount, like Yam said, 17.4 million. And then after that, then you're paying whatever it's going to cost. And Yam says he's also sick of these know-nothing fans that will call a guy trash for having a bad game from time to time, or heaven forbid getting an injury. They can control that. The Chase is a bust. Yeah, I don't like people saying Chase is a bust. It's way too early.
Yeah,
you don't do what he did, and actually, you can't call him a bust.
You can't call him a bust. No way.
You can. You just be a dumbass.
Yes, you would just be a dumbass if you did call him a bust.
Don't be a dumbass.
Moving on to some other talking points. Rivera and Mayhew sat down with the media. They feel very comfortable. Then they were asked about offensive line, whether or not having Leno and Andrew Wiley already on the books would stop them from drafting an offensive tackle at pick 16. Martin Mayhew said, "We have the flexibility to go anywhere in the draft."
He's right.
He is right.
No, he's not wrong. I prefer it be a linebacker or a corner, but I get it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
They could go anywhere, and I wouldn't argue. You could. There's an argument for any position. If we picked it, I would say I get it.
Yeah. And he further went on to say this, it's important to address position needs and have key players at spots that are value spots, but also have a balanced team. And that's what our focus is. In free agency, we added starters from other teams. He's specifically talking about Andrew Wiley in that one specifically. So, yeah. On the quarterback, they were talking about, we feel comfortable with the guys we have. We really do.
We really do. There it goes.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
A young guy in Sam Howell who was rated very high.
I want to see Sam ball up, man.
Yeah. Jacoby Brissett's coming off one of his better years, and they feel good about where they are with the quarterback room.
So do I. We have a young guy and a vet backing him up.
Yep. Jason Donaway.
Definitive. Hey,
joining us. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you for tuning in.
We have a definitive number 2 behind Sam Howell.
We do.
Perfect.
We do.
Perfect.
It is perfect. I concur.
Better work.
When they were also asked about the sale of the team.
I feel like Dewey Cox's wife on Walk Hard. You're never gonna make it.
You ain't gonna make it. Wrong kid.
Ain't nobody ever made no money on no music.
I lost my sense of smell. Scott Abraham asked Rivera, says about the sale team, and they're just catching flack. Ron's caught flack about non-football
marijuana,
teams.
Dewey.
I think I want to try that.
You don't want no parts of this.
Scott Abraham said, Rivera said, that's not a question for us until it's done. There's not much to say. We're just going to stick to the plan that we've talked about in February. But it goes back to the question that you said, Deb, like, are they holding money out until the sale's done. I know there's just some escrow rules that they have to abide by, but he did say he has not talked to anyone from the Josh Harris group, which right now, as we know, is the front runner. The bid is into the NFL.
I don't think they can.
So legally, they probably can't. It's probably like tampering or something. It probably is tampering.
I don't know how it's tampering. They're not a part of the NFL.
Because they are involved in a potential sale. There's so many.
And you can talk about free. You can talk about free agents. Lamar's a free agent, man. You can talk about him. He's not signed nothing.
Yeah, but I think to avoid the image of impropriety, because you don't want it to be a case of the new owners or the guys bidding. We're trying to get to the owner through the coaches to go ahead and okay the sale or okay the deal in principle, whatever the case may be. You don't want those images of impropriety. So I don't think they're talking at all.
How upset would you be if you're Odell Beckham if he came to Washington, man? Like, maybe y'all get Hal. Maybe they get Hal. Who knows?
Yeah, he just signed with the
Ravens.
With the Ravens. So Lamar might actually have a receiver for the first time in his career. I do want to show one thing here. So they were asked about the full autonomy to make draft decisions. And Rivera said, we've always had full autonomy, and that we will continue with draft decisions. It's business as usual, which is a breath of fresh air from the old Snyder that we all know and love. With that being said, there is an article. Vinny Serrato came out this week with a story shared to Commander's Wire of the time when Dan Snyder didn't give them autonomy. It was the 2008 draft. Joe Gibbs had just retired after the 07 season.
This was the infamous, we got 3 picks in the second round draft and none of them panned out.
We didn't have a coach. Jim Zorn, who had not even been an offensive coordinator before, was there, became the head coach. Okay. And then he was allowed to hire his own offensive coordinator later that year. The draft goes on. Serrato traded out of the first round, giving the Redskins 3 second-round selections. And at 34, it was Serrato's pick. He took Devin Thomas. We all know what happened to Devin Thomas.
He became a mob.
Dan Snyder inquired to Serrato, who are you going to pick for the 48th pick? Because they had the 48th and the 51st pick, just like Phil said. Serrato said he was going to choose Jamal Charles for the 48th pick. Jamal freaking Charles, bros. Jamal Charles. Okay. Snyder wanted receivers for Jim Zorn's offense and said he wanted Oklahoma wide receiver Malcolm Kelly. He wanted Malcolm Kelly. And Serrato said he disagreed again and wanted to take Jamal Charles. But we all know what happened.
Who do we have a running back then?
Clinton Portis.
Yeah, we didn't need a running back.
Yeah, that's probably why he felt that way. I probably would have said that too at the time.
But here's the thing. When we drafted Devin Thomas, Deshaun Jackson was on the board.
Yeah.
Because I specifically remember thinking, I understand why we went and got a big body at receiver because Devin Thomas was 6'2", 210, and he had Malcolm Kelly was 6'4" and 200 and some pounds.
Everybody thought Deshaun Jackson was too small because Deshaun Jackson's an outside receiver. He's not a slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they,
I remember, but I remember thinking Deshaun Jackson's really good though.
Yeah, he was really good. He was better for us than anyone. Y'all look at the numbers. He was better as a Washington Redskin than he was for any other team.
Check this out, Dev. So Devin Thomas had 3 touchdowns his whole career, 43 receptions. Devin Thomas, you know who was picked at 36? Jordy Nelson. You know who's at 44th? Matt Forte, even though we didn't need a running back at the time. But like Phil just said, Deshaun Jackson was taken at 49. 1 pick after Malcolm Kelly, or excuse me, Devin Thomas at 48.
Man, Matt Forte was so good. Running back for the Bears, right?
We got Fred Thomas also in the second round of that draft.
And Calais Campbell was taken by the Cardinals 2 picks after us.
God, we could have.
Hold on, Calais Campbell's still in the league too, ain't he?
Bro.
Damn, son. That scary voice motherfucker.
Bro, shotguns. Yes, sir. Happy 420, even though I don't smoke either shotguns.
Me neither.
I just partake through other people. I like my liquid beverages, but
I do not either, man.
Yeah. Oh man, good times. All right, so what else did Ron say? The draft board. He said the way that they're doing the draft board is it won't be set till next Thursday morning. All the Washington scouts came in last week. They helped stack all the board, excuse me. And then Martin and the crew will restack the board one more time. They'll come in with all the coordinators and they'll go through it and they'll move pieces around and see where guys fit. And so that's how they're moving their board around. And then Martin Mayhew was asked about running back at 16. And we know who they're talking about at 16. Do I have to say his name? Bijan. Everyone likes Bijan.
Hey,
Hot topic on Twitter.
Look, man, you get. I don't think we need Bijan, but if they take him, I'm not mad. I could be talked into that. No problem. No problem. Best player, he would probably be the best available player. Number one, he's an instant starter, in my opinion. Those are the things I asked for. Give me a guy that's going to be playing today, man. If the season started today, he'd be out there today. I don't want a guy we have to wait to see if he's good in the first round.
Yeah. Badass Lord Tippy said, "Oh snap! I got a pick with Devin Thomas, bro.
Snap.
Send it to me on Twitter."
I bet it ain't catching no balls.
Hey! Did he blue steal you? Did he give you the blue steal?
Surprised he caught the photo. Yeah, tweet me on Twitter. Command this, and then I will retweet it. That'd be awesome. Yam said, "If they take Bijan, I'm going to be pissed excited." Right. Yeah, and we could move.
It would be craptacular.
You could move someone.
That's what I call that. Astastic.
Mayhew went on to say, "I think you want to keep your options open. We evaluate everyone. Every position is important. Blah blah blah." That's the token. Nothing fancy with that one. They talked about top 30 visits. There wasn't that many guys who came to visit us. They brought in all the guys that they wanted to bring in and had concerns about. They did get to talk to.
They brought Herndon in.
They
Herndon Hooker, yeah,
they did. Yes, they did.
Remember when I said pick Herndon Hooker in the first round? Everybody laughed at me. I want y'all to remember that. Yeah, I'm taking receipts.
Dude, he's 20. He's
however it's pronounced.
He's barely younger than Lamar Jackson. Barely.
I don't give a damn.
And he's going to have to sit for 2 years. He's not ready to start.
He's taking play now.
I was listening to George Carmi's show earlier. Ian Cummings was on there. Studied him very, very heavily at Virginia Tech and Tennessee. He is a one-read quarterback. While he can make lots of throws, it's just he just said the offense has to be primed for him to play. That's all he said.
That's primed, and that's cool because everybody's going to be going next year anyways.
I guess that's true. You could start over.
Right. Then you'd already have your guy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Mayhew, I didn't know this. Mayhew is a trade down guy. He's a trade down guy. All right. So let's listen to this real quick.
In terms of trading up or trading back in the draft, obviously last year was a success. Got your guy Dotson and you still picked up picks. How do you go through that evaluation of when to trade up or when to trade back in the middle of the draft?
Yeah, frequently trade ups are situations where you see a player who you think should have been gone, and then you move up and try to get that player. If the player fits you, it's an aggressive move to go up, I think, because you're giving up typically draft choices or other opportunities to pick other players to go and get that player. So you have to have consensus on a guy. You have to have a very, very strong opinion of a guy in my mind to move up. And that's pretty much across the board with coach, myself, all the scouts, everybody's on the same page. And we all believe it's worth giving up another player to get that guy. I think from my history, my perspective, trading back has worked better for me. Most of the time when you're trading back, you're acquiring more picks, and it's been my experience that just having more volume and having more picks gives you more opportunities to hit, especially if you're scouting well in those mid-late rounds.
See, that I think that right there is important to understand and to acknowledge and it's probably going to happen.
Well, I honestly, unless that must have, I need this guy to get over the top is up there. I generally believe in that too. I'd rather trade back, get, a lower round one and, maybe get an extra two and a second and a third before I, give up a bunch to go up, because I don't like giving up those second and third round picks. You can get a lot of starters out of those.
Yeah.
but that's just my general philosophy. You only go up if the juice is worth squeezing, as far as what you're giving up versus what you're getting.
Yep.
Right now, I think that there's a lot of parts of this team that could be helped by some of these, second and third round picks that are out there. So that's why I'm most of the mock drafts I've done, I've traded either set still no trade or I've traded back. And just a couple of spots. I've been able because like if my A1 isn't there, I can trade back a few spots, pick up an extra pick or two, and get someone of almost equal value. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But that's an example. I'd much rather trade back and get an extra second and an extra third. I know Dev says we don't do anything with second round picks.
That was the old regime.
I do things with second round picks.
Yeah.
When I'm doing mock draft because I'm the GM and I do things with second round picks. So
GM says, I think you only trade up if you 100% know that the guy of guys will that put you over that hump is there and won't be there when it's not your turn. And he said Logan Thomas did a great job of explaining clusters and groups of players in a draft and how you value them at various levels in the draft. Are you talking about Logan Paulson? Probably Logan Paulson.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, Jason Donaway says trade back for sure. We can get an OT late in the first and a solid cornerback in the second. If whoever they want isn't there at 16, I mean, if Joey,
I'm not even worried
Jr.,
about
Forbes, Witherspoon, I don't know. Yeah, he meant Logan Paulson. Okay, fair enough. Well, with that being said,
no, you need to buy high and sell low on kickers. We need a kicker in the first round. Where's Sebastian Janikowski? We need a kicker in the first round.
Seabass. All right. What we are going to do now is to do a little bit of mock draft. This is so I'm not really into mock drafts. I like looking at other people's. Me, you guys saw mine on Twitter today. I did 7 rounds of tight ends. Yeah, I kind of mocked the mock draft thing, but we're going to do a real quick mock draft for each of us, picking as the Commanders, picking as we are Marty and Ron. Would anyone like to volunteer to go first? Phil?
I'll do it.
Phil, you have the ball. The floor is yours.
You see my screen?
I see your screen.
All right. So we're not going to pick every pick in the draft. Like I said, that's just allowing yourself to cheat. So this is going to be heavy on the draft for needs, public versus PFF board. A lot of this is going to be standard settings, right? And we're going to go as the Commanders. Oh, by the way, no trades.
No trades.
No trades.
No trades.
If we were going to do trades, I'd be all kinds of doing all kinds of funky stuff. So this is what we're going to do.
What are you going to do? Let's go fast.
Let's start the draft.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. First off, Marcus Edlin says, "What's up, family? Stop by briefly to say see you next week. Go check out Marcus's Facebook group, Sports View 2. Marcus, we will catch you next week. Also, for anyone in the chat, if you want to join us next Thursday, hit me up. You're more than welcome to jump in the stream and kick it with us. Not in the chat. Come in the stream and kick it with us on camera, on voice. We'd love to have you."
Okay, so immediately my first plan is it has gone to hell because there's Joey Porter.
That didn't work out how you wanted.
Going at 12. And that happens about 40% of drafts I do. I don't get Joey Porter. All right. Now, if I was trading, I would trade back to like 19 or 20 and get Deontay Banks. All right. Deontay Banks kind of fits the style of corner that Dev wants. If you want a super athletic corner, super fast, very athletic, Deontay Banks would be that guy. However, no trades.
No trades.
But we do see that Peter Skoronski from Northwestern has fallen into our lap. And I just said no offensive tackle, but you know what? I can't pass up.
Okay, before you make that pick, Phil, can you scroll up? I always want to see what the top 5 was. What was the top 5 in this draft? How did Joey Porter get picked at 12? So in your draft, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Anderson at 3, That's who I originally mocked to the Burgundy zone. Anthony Richardson at 4, Jalen Carter at 5. Okay. Will Levis to the Raiders. There you go, Rod.
That sounds like a real will. That sounds like a Raiders pick
Okay.
for
All
sure.
right.
So we're gonna go
Please
Peter
proceed.
Skoronski, tackle from Northwestern.
With the 16th pick in the first round of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select.
Move that
Skoronski,
slider to turbo,
tackle.
Phil. The top left.
Yeah, I usually hate turbo, but
Should I
Oh,
could
you
do
do?
that? I could do that.
Okay, it's fine.
Roger Dev.
now,
Dev Goodell.
Dev Goodell.
now, here we have another interesting little conundrum, right? Because we have some gaps that need to be filled. And early on when I was doing these, Deion Henley was my choice. But I really like the idea of Steve Avila. You also got Tyreek Henderson. You got a couple others. But corners, there's going to be a good run on corners later, a little later in the draft. I have a feeling. So let's go Avila. And we're shoring up the offensive line. And the Commanders have already talked to Steve Avila. And he's a solid pick for that. Now, here we go. By the way, does anybody know? I haven't researched this. Is Andre Carter II the son of Andre Carter that played for us?
Ooh, that's a good question. I have no idea.
I don't know. I think for the sake of just people having people, maybe there's a bunch of people named Andre Carter in the world. And they had
Andre Carter II, and that's why I was like,
I don't know, man. I'm going to start calling myself Sean Deveron the first.
Now,
even though most people probably figure that.
We got a guard. We got a guard. We got a tackle. All right. We've addressed offensive line so far. Right. Now, you can go Jalen Jones. You can go Dorian Williams. Cover that linebacker need or the corner need. Well, you know what? If we're going to run 3 linebackers, we need a linebacker. But if you want to go third corner, you go Jalen Jones because we should kind of have a need there too.
We should do all 3 of these together.
Well, let's go right now. I'm going to go Dorian Williams, Tulane, and we're going to take care of the linebacker spot.
All right.
Now, pick 118. I want to see something real quick because usually the next guy I usually pick around here, sometimes he goes a little early. Yep. So Luke Schoonmaker was going to be my next pick at tight end.
You know why we're doing this? I'm going to put some music on. A little background music. Go ahead, Phil. Continue.
Anyway, so I don't get the tight end I want, which sucks. But we're going to go back and we're going to shore up offensive line. This is going to be one of my better mid-round values right here. Juice Scruggs, Penn State. That guy would start on our team. I have a good feeling about that if we were to get him.
Yim says, don't be like Stoner and force a trade. That would never happen.
I don't do that. That's why we're doing no trades. Otherwise, I would have traded back in that first round. So, we've taken care of guard, center, linebacker already, right? Now, we have a little bit of time to play and have a little fun. But, who do we get?
Who do we get?
I'm going to make Steve a happy man. I'm going to go Davis Allen out of Clemson at tight end.
Tight end. Yeah. Ben Harlow, YouTube. What's up, Ben? Says, yo.
What up?
Barry White.
Now,
pick
193 is interesting because you could do some things here and you get some value. So let's look at quarterbacks.
Oh.
Let's look at a project right here.
Quarterback.
Oh, yeah, Blake. Get Blake.
L1C4. I'm taking Malik Cunningham at pick 193.
Yeah, Blake.
Emotional damage.
Dude. If we get Malik Cunningham. Yeah, I wouldn't be upset at that. If you took him in the 6th.
Yeah. I'm not taking him before that. I'm gonna go.
I think he'll be gone before that.
Well, maybe. But we're going to actually go local boy here, and I'm going, or somewhat local boy. I'm taking Jamari Connor from Virginia Tech at safety.
Yeah, I'm like the soundbite.
And my last pick, you could go at this point. We don't need any more receivers, do we?
You can just get another tight end.
I'm not going to get another tight end. We don't need
you ain't got no corners. You ain't got no corners, man.
I know. Well, you have to sacrifice something.
Get a corner.
Hadouken!
Get a corner.
Okay, we'll do a corner because I pick anybody here at this point. So, Tubon Mullen,
That's true.
corner, Indiana. That's my last pick of the draft.
All right, let's see how you did.
This is not my best
F
draft.
F minus.
That first round kind of
minus.
interesting.
Come on, F minus.
That was a very interesting first round.
Not like that Juice Scruggs pick, which is funny because Juice Scruggs is gotten a lot of burn lately as a mid-round guy. But let's see what the overall grade is. Did not like my Malik pick either, but A minus.
A minus. Okay. Wow, Phil. Let's scroll up again.
So
let's take a look at all those for the crowd, for the audio crowd. First pick, tackle Peter Skoronski from Northwestern, tackle A+. Round 2, Steve Avila, guard. Round 3, linebacker Dorian Williams at Tulane. Round 4, Juice Scruggs out of Penn State, center. Round 5, tight end Davis Allen out of Clemson. Round 6, Malik Cunningham out of Louisville. Round 6, Chamari Connor, safety Virginia.
Hey man, first off, you gotta say the name right. It's
Louisville. Round 7, Tijuan Mullen, cornerback, Indiana. Overall, A minus. Phil,
here's the thing.
Not bad.
I don't mind having lower grades in the later rounds because those are project picks and depth guys anyway.
But the thing on the mock drafts is, like I said, I don't do a lot, but the higher grades from like fourth rounds and beyond are tough because that means you're finding value late in the draft.
I have a draft where I have 4 straight A or A pluses.
Yeah. Well,
in the last 4 picks.
Chamari Connor, safety in the 6th round. You got an A grade. No, Ben, there are no trades in these scenarios we are doing tonight.
Yeah, go on the mock draft simulator along with us and tell me who you guys are picking, man.
It's Dev, would you like to go? Would you like me to go?
I'll try it, man. I'm
try it.
You know,
you're not.
You know what? Good enough.
Just do it.
I'll tell you what. How about you do yours, and I'll just draft from your pick and tell you who I would get.
No, that's not how this works.
All right, I'll go.
If you're not ready, I'll go. But
I got it. I'm ready.
Okay.
Right, so
share your screen. Present your screen, and I'll pull it up.
Pornhub. Let me get Pornhub off here first.
What?
I don't have Pornhub.
Are you sure about that?
Tab.
Hold on. Share screen.
Share screen.
I swear I got a degree. All right, here we go.
All right, Dev. Pick your picture. You pick the commander.
My MacBook is hammering over here. There we go.
Enter the draft.
By the way, Ben Harlow,
I'm blaming AT&T.
I would have if I had done. We had done trades. If we had done trades, Ben, because he says Washington always trades some picks for more picks. If we had done trades, I would have definitely been trading in that first round.
Yeah,
because I could have picked up a lot with Skoronski on the board. Other picks would have been pushed forward pretty quickly.
Right before you joined, Ben,
I had 7 potential trade offers in that first round. So
we had a soundbite from Marty Herney today on the media, and he is a big fan of trading back. Huge fan of trading back and acquiring picks. Martin Mayhew, excuse me. Yeah,
I prefer trading back too. I'd rather but you see, I'd rather trade back and then get a couple of extra third rounders by packaging all my 6th and 7th guys.
Yeah. Your computer have an issue, Dev, or what?
Man, I don't know what's going on over here, man.
You went into a player profile.
Technical issues.
Oh, it's laggy. I don't know what's going on here.
It's lagging.
Yeah. Blame AT&T. All right, here we go. Let's see.
All right.
I don't know who I want here.
16th pick. Just
probably gonna go Darnell Wright.
Can't go wrong with Darnell Wright.
I don't know yet.
Joey Porter Jr. is on the board.
Jr. is available. Who are you picking, Dev?
I'm gonna go Joey Porter Jr. as soon as my computer lets me catch up to it here.
I'm a little surprised. I figured
on your screen, it's going faster than my screen. You know, that's what's funny. Like, oh Lord, yeah, this ain't working for me, man.
Okay. Well, if it's not, we can just.
I'm going to abort mission.
Abort mission. Okay. Well, I'll go then. You can stop sharing your screen, and I will punch mine up and then
unplug half of this devices from my computer.
All right. Can you guys see my screen? Are we good to go here?
Yes.
All right. Washington, let's enter the draft. And we're going to start.
I'll just tell you who I picked because it's going on right now.
Okay.
This
one with
whenever
Bryce
you
Young,
go.
CJ Stroud, Will Anderson, pretty much the same thing. Anthony Richardson.
Will Levis went 4 in this draft, dude.
Wow. Jalen Carter went 8th. Skoronski went 9th. Chris Gonzalez fell all the way to 10th. So on the clock, I have a wide receiver, Quentin Johnson. Oof, man.
You got Deontay Banks and Joey Porter Jr. available to you, dude.
Deontay Banks and Joey Porter Jr. But I also have Dalton Kincaid available to me at 15.
God, you and tight end.
Right. Why does everybody want tight end every year?
I will mix it up, and I will go Deontay Banks at 16.
You would make Dev very happy with that because he's the athletic, fast, super fast corner that he wants.
Oh, we just missed out on Hendon Hooker
Was
and
he a worthy of first round?
Yes, he's really good.
Let's look at these 2 picks we just missed out on, guys. Hooker and Avila. We had a chance.
Sounds like a whole sex club.
Yeah.
Hooker
and
Avila.
We're not going to get Tanner McKee. But I will snag Sam Laporta at 43.
By the way, Steve,
I like Sam Laporta. I really do.
Steve, to answer your question, that's an odd pick. Andre Carter Jr. from Army
Dre
is the son of Andre Carter, who played for the Commanders.
Nice.
Oh,
Good for him.
Nice.
Yeah, the Army, fun fact, just started letting their graduates go to the NFL. Before, they never were allowed to. You had to serve active duty coming out of West Point, where all the other services let you be in the reserves. The Army was the only one who said you must go active duty. So they could never recruit any real athletes. So I'm glad they finally changed that.
He is 6'7".
Lord Tipsy said Joey Porter. I would have picked Joey Porter, but I was just trying to be different. Tipsy.
Yeah, I was trying to win, bro.
Yeah.
Joey Porter went 12th in
we are
my
using
draft.
PFF. Just Google PFF mock draft. Okay.
Hey, just let everybody know Steve Lynn was a Bruce Allen fan. Just letting y'all know this.
Don't say that, man. Come on, don't do that.
I would have went Joey Porter, by the way. So that's why I'm using this as my pick.
So for the 96th pick, round 3, these are all the people on the board. Michael Wilson, Anthony Johnson, Isaiah McGuire, Kobe Turner, Wanya Morris.
Now, I wonder if Wanya Morris can play tackle as well as he can.
You know what? I could have got Luke Schoonmaker here. Yeah, it probably would have been better.
Who's available at a tackle, I guess?
Wanya Morris from Oklahoma.
Yep, let's go Wanya.
We got a boy becoming a man. No one's
Wanya for the win. Ben says he feels old with the Andre Carter comment. Yeah, Andre Carter he was coaching I think he was a strength coach at the Eagles, Philadelphia, for a while.
Now, Schoonmaker should be there.
I like
he
those.
is.
No, he's not.
He is not. But I do. Do we need a safety?
Do we?
Do we
Anthony
really?
Johnson Jr.
Yeah, but he's going late in the draft. Look at that average draft position.
Yeah.
Who's the best kick returner available? That's who I would pick.
Not at round 4.
Antonio
Jalen Jones is available. Jalen Jones is available. Man, do I get 2 cornerbacks in this draft? That's crazy. Done nothing for the offense.
No, they don't need them but linemen.
I went line on the offense. You saw that? I got a tackle, a guard, and a center in
the defense don't really need anything. You know what? I'm going with your boy Juice Scruggs from Penn State, center. Can't go wrong with that,
pick.
Phil.
Juice Scruggs can start.
Anthony Johnson still available. Now we are in round 5, pick 150.
If you want to go safety, this would be a good place to get Johnson.
Ronnie Hickman, Anthony Johnson.
Hey, Andrew Voorhees is a monster, bro.
Andrew Voorhees, that would shore up.
You'd be getting great value getting him at 150.
Let's go. Let's go with a guard. Offense needs the help. Defense is already there. We are in round 6, pick 193.
I thought Andrew Voorhees is a guard.
He is.
You got him at center, right?
Nope, got him at guard. Got Juice Scruggs at
back option. Ben Harlow says Voorhees was my guy.
Yeah, he's rough, man.
What do we need here?
I did watch USC play a little bit.
Starling Thomas.
Dorian Thompson Robinson still there. Where's he at? Where's he at?
At UCLA, he's above his draft position. Yeah, quarterback.
It's not a bad one.
Round 6.
What other quarterbacks are available, man?
Oh, it's a lot.
See. Clayton Tune, Stenson Bennett, Staquavius, as we like to say, Malik Cunningham. They're all.
Yeah, this is where you would go. Is Stenson Bennett too old to draft maybe your backup quarterback at this position?
He's the same age as he's the same age as Hendon Hooker, or he's 1 year older than Hendon Hooker.
Now I'm saying, like, if you haven't dropped the quarterback yet, and you have Howell, would Stetson Bennett be a good 3 this year to potentially be a number 2 next year?
If you let go, like
possible, Clayton Tune would probably fit that a little bit better.
I'm gonna wait one more round to go quarterback. Since we not get Bijan, and you can always use some running backs. Let's go with some ACC talent here. Keaton Mitchell,
East Carolina,
ECU.
stepping into
the final pick, we're gonna go
North
quarterback.
Carolina with that one.
They're all available still. Look at that.
The only one that's going.
Oh shit, Max Dugan's still there.
2019. You know what? We'll go Clayton Tune. Quarterback out of Houston.
You'll get a good grade for that one.
All right, round 7.
Have at it. Get what you want.
Yeah.
Get what you need.
Defensive interior, linebacker.
Do you go defensive tackle and get a little depth?
Man, you got a lot of depth at tackle. You might not have a lot of depth at defensive end.
Yeah. Or line. We don't have a lot of depth at linebacker either. I'm going to go Vontrell Miller, linebacker out of Florida.
That's a solid pick too.
All right. How did I do? At least give me a
probably
B.
get a better grade than I did.
At least give me a B.
You do my. You
aced the bottom of the draft.
Oh, look at that. See, the top half of my draft was shit. The bottom half of my draft was
went and drafted Sam Laporta.
Yeah, I don't know why you. I don't know how you would leave.
That was a fun
Joey,
pick. Come
I
on.
know you left Joey Porter and all them on the board and picked
That was
the
a fun
older.
pick. That was a fun pick. That was a fun pick.
Deonte Banks is going to be a solid corner in this league. So is Joey Porter Jr. You can't go wrong with either one. Yam got who we wanted. Ben got who we wanted.
Voorhees is tough, man.
Yam says he really wants Keaton Mitchell in like round 5 or 6. Yeah, I got him in 6. Interesting.
Now you see, like I said, if my guy isn't there at 16 and Joey Porter Jr. and I was doing trades, I would trade back a couple picks, pick something up, and still have gotten Deonte Banks.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of that. If you know where guys are going to go because of how teams are going to draft, yeah, you can do little trades like that. Only move back a couple spots, pick up a second rounder or pick up a couple third rounders or something. You'll get that value.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that was Command This Mox. That was Command This Mox. Now
just Mox, no Moxie.
Just Mox, no Moxie. Hey, now we're on free for all. Free for all. Give us a topic here. You know how we do the end of the shows here. We kind of just lollygag, talk for about whatever we want.
This song, by the way, is on SoundCloud. If y'all want to,
it's on SoundCloud. This is, by the way, all the music on this show is brought to you in part by none other than our boy Dev. Ben, the grade was an A. So Phil had an A and I had an A. We both had A's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We both had A's. I did not think I would get an A, but all
So
my
the way
all
that-
the value.
I should have let you draft. I should have let you use your
Draft,
screen and I picked
End
my
of your
picks.
draft hit better than mine.
There you go. That was the
I
draft.
should have
right
used
there.
your screen and just made my pick, Steve.
There you go, Ben. A and then A at the bottom. I was not expecting that. Full transparency. I don't do these.
We see the last 4 picks right there. A plus, A plus, A plus.
You know what's funny? We had just talked about that, Phil. Just like not later than 5 minutes earlier about how that's kind of where you make your money, and that's the hardest part of a draft. I think is the end.
Ooh, so Yam threw out a topic here.
Yam says, I asked the Burgundy Zone guys this: what is the one major amenity or feature you must have in the new stadium, wherever or whenever we get it?
But days.
But hey, I have them in my house. I will not live without one. No joke. Once you have one, you'll never not have one. Just like heated seats in the car. I'm telling you. I don't know. That's a great question, Yam.
Parking
What
was
kind of
probably it.
amenities
I
got?
mean, there's lots of parking outside the stadium. Parking's not a problem. Getting to the stadium is a problem because of access roads.
So you want like a
Dome
chair, like a
would
tire.
be sick. A
A
dome
dome
would
would
be
be
sick.
awesome.
But if I had to go one thing, it's kind of a cop out. But my thing would be things to do around the stadium, like restaurants, bars that are right
Six Flags.
next to the stadium. So when I come in on the metro, I don't have to tailgate. I can just go to the bar right there.
Six
Like
Flags.
that's. I know that you said one amenity. I'll come up with something better, but that's what I'm
I got
coming up with right now. Go ahead, Phil.
So I don't necessarily need a lot. I'm not somebody who goes to a stadium because the stadium's got a bunch of stuff, right? I go for the game. Call me old school. But
You're
if you were to do something to the stadium, I want to keep the idea of outdoor football alive,
So no dome.
but I want to keep the sound in. So
Retractable dome, man.
give me,
Retractable dome.
overhanging roof. Give me an overhanging roof. Give me something like what they got down at Hard
Yeah.
Rock.
Translucent dome, like
Just
Brian Davis.
overhangs. When the sound goes
Yeah,
up,
the
it
translucent
bounces right
dome
back
is
down.
dope.
So you mean it goes like this, but there's still a big gap in the middle?
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
that's
how
how-
Hard Rock is.
Isn't that how Dallas is?
Yeah,
Nah,
it's got sliding door over it. It slides the
I
door.
want one more like Hard Rock, but you
Yeah.
can make it look cooler than that.
I want one like out Atlanta guy. Give me one of those.
Well, that's the camera wheel
Yeah.
dome that shuts like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I got an amenity. Give me
Yam says-
vendors that charge the same prices as they charge down in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
I want a
$1
beer. We
hot
also
dog.
want a beer. We want the beer snake to
$2
come over to the Washington Commanders. Also,
Yeah. Shout out to the Washington Defenders who are in the playoffs. Home field advantage.
Best record in the league, baby. Shield
Shields
up.
MVP, shields up. Hey, each game has gotten better and better and better. Let me tell you,
I agree.
it's been fun to watch.
I've watched about.
And
the
now it's
last
on
3 in a
national
row.
television. They sold out Audi Field last week.
Mhm.
DJ Swearinger had interception return for a
Pick
touchdown.
six.
Game.
He had a pickle for 6. Yam says, personally, I want a metro stop at the stadium, like with the Verizon Center. I mean, there is one, but it's a mile walk.
There is one at the RFK site.
Stadium Armory. Yeah. I don't know. Brian Davis mentioned nothing about expanding the blue line because the blue line goes from Morgan Boulevard to Addison Road.
Well, the blue line goes towards Largo.
It does.
So
What I'm saying is the
you
stadium's over here.
it's not like
and
you
the
can
blue
turn the
runs like
line
this.
towards the stadium because the
Yeah, you
line
can't.
goes past the stadium.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
They're gonna put 6 flags around it, man.
Oh, jeez. Yim says, I have a Japanese toilet. I will find a way to get one home with me. Tipsy's like, Japanese toilet?
Yeah, what is
Talk
that?
about?
Ben Harlow could kiss my ass.
Ben says, for the record, you guys look older every year we've been doing this. Maybe they can get a great season and be like Benjamin Button.
Oh
Listen,
man, I feel like a million years old.
Ben, I'm 42. I had an upper endoscopy today. I feel like shit right now.
Ben, I'm 40. I'm the young guy on this podcast.
I'm 45. I had a colonoscopy Monday, so
This is the geriatric podcast. All the other content creators are much younger.
rough go,
We
man.
are the older, more seasoned crew. You know, we have lots of
Rough go.
kids, families. You know, we don't have a lot of
I
time to
only
do
have
all the
one kid. Thank
good
you very
stuff
much.
like everybody else does. So this is what you get from us. You get a bunch of non-geriatric people, you know, talking football with good people on the net. So Yam says, got to jet to class. Good times, fellas. Catch y'all later. Thank you for joining. Hey, Steve Giussette from Facebook, it says,
Delete
hey,
that.
Flanagan.
That's one of my ex's
Oh,
friends trying to say
jeez.
some dumb shit.
Oh man. Well, know what to do with that one in the group. Yeah, way to sour the mood, dude.
Problem
Yeah,
is
that-
that's a lie too.
Yeah. Ben says, all jokes aside, good content. Appreciate y'all for doing it. Yeah, man. Appreciate it. This is fun. This is what we do. Get a little sippy sip in the cups. I usually double fist here on these shows, so gotta keep it going. Well, if we don't have any other topics, I mean, it's been fun. We did
Wait a minute, man.
what?
Are we not going to talk about snowfall?
I don't know what snowfall is.
What? It's on FX. The last episode of all time was last night. This is one of the greatest shows ever was, man. If you like The Wire, you will love Snowfall. It's better. Or as good.
Is it?
Yes.
What's it about?
It's about the iron contraband, cocaine, the crack epidemic, Reagan, the whole CIA putting drugs in the black community, trading the money in for the war.
Oh, okay. That's a thing where they
It's actually the based on the true story of the real Rick Ross, not the rapper, the actual guy.
Really?
Yeah. It's loosely based on his events surrounding his life.
Yeah.
But it's a really good show. You should watch it.
Shout out
Party
to
Snacks.
Shout out to Lord Tipsy with the $10 super chat.
Oh,
Thank you very
snap.
much. Appreciate you.
I'm rich, bitch.
What party snacks that everyone be having Thursday night for the draft? Pizza, wings, and beer for me. Haven't decided.
We having party snacks for 420. I got some Star Crunches, some Dingalings, some Ho Hos.
I haven't had a Star Crunch.
Man,
in
I
years.
call my girlfriend a Star Crunch Bandit because I'll turn around, they're all gone. The whole carton of them.
Oh man.
Star Crunch.
We'll come back to Lord Tipsy in a second. Ben said, "Be easy, fellas. I'll be joining in the future." Hey, next week we got the draft live. We'll be on for the entire first round. If you guys want to join,
we'll be tipsy.
Hit the DM. You guys are welcome to join on here with us.
Yes,
that goes for everyone in
Lord
here.
Tipsy.
Yeah, thank you, Lord Tipsy. You are truly the.
Hey, by the way, why we have Lord Tipsy's face on the screen there? I guess the Malls. Did you watch the last episode of The Mandalorian?
I'm gonna binge watch all of it. So no.
It is awesome. And did you know that Thrawn is going to be in Ahsoka? I cannot wait to see that. By the way, he's my favorite villain in the book and the other Lord. It's not been movies. He hasn't been in the movies yet. Thrawn, so that should be awesome.
Be good.
Should be good, man.
Yeah, Lord Tipsy. I hope we can have you on next week, man, for the draft. If you would be so kind to bless us with your presence, even if it's in the chat, that's okay. But anyone who wants to come in live, more than welcome to join.
Y'all ain't seen no movies lately?
I have not. I was going to take my kids to go see Mario Brothers here.
It's good, bro. It's not any adult in it. It's kind of made for kids, which I don't really get because those are the ones that even like Mario. Everybody like Mario's already.
Yeah, I heard it had a lot of a retro feel to it, and some of the kids don't understand.
It didn't have enough, in my opinion. There's Easter eggs throughout, obviously.
Yeah,
but there's not enough. It's not adult funny like Shrek. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more Toy Story funny.
Okay.
So it is definitely a good show for the kids though. It's almost, I think it's ranked in over 1 billion already or some shit.
Wow. Yeah, it's doing good. I do appreciate the Shrek.
It looks amazing, by the way.
The Shrek adult humor. I do appreciate those as an adult who watches those movies.
It keeps you going to them.
Yeah. Tipsy said he hasn't seen it yet, Dev. He's been waiting for the whole season to release to binge watch. That's what I'm doing too. I am going to binge watch the whole thing.
Dude, how they do The Mandalorian is how they should do all Star Wars. Like they did Andor. Andor should be how they do all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I like Solo, and people hated Solo.
Solo
was awesome.
I didn't mind it at all.
Right. I like the more dark adult Star Wars anyways. It's more of a spaghetti Western. I like that.
Yeah.
It's
Spaghetti
basically space
Western.
It's basically space Nazis in the spaghetti Western. That's what Star Wars is, man.
Really?
Basically, it's exactly what it is. It's a Western.
Yeah. No, I have not seen it yet.
But the Mandalorians are dope.
Soon. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. One day. I hope to. Well, we're still watching Ted Lasso, which is great.
I never watched that.
Oh man, it's so good. It's on Apple TV. If you got Apple TV, you gotta watch Ted Lasso.
No, but I have a hack Fire Stick, so I'm still gonna watch it.
Gypsy said the latest movie I've seen is Top Gun Maverick, which is so damn good.
It is?
Yes, it's so good. I saw it in the theaters and I was thinking, man, this is gonna be cheesy. It was the perfect amount of retro. It was the perfect amount of Maverick.
It still wasn't better than Everything Everywhere All at One Time. That was the best movie of the year.
That's on another level. But an iconic movie. It even opened up with the same exact music it did from the original Top Gun, right into Highway through the danger zone on a carrier. Same exact way. Like it was brilliant. It was
You don't think it leaned on nostalgia just a little bit too much?
Of course it did, but it wasn't overkill.
You don't think so?
No.
Because everything you mentioned you liked in the movie was everything you liked about the old one.
It was perfect though, but I was expecting.
It was good though.
I was expecting super cheesy, super like, oh, this is no. It was perfect. It was the exact amount of Tom Cruise, the exact amount of Maverick. What's his name? Miles Teller. His son.
Excellent actor,
Rooster. He played it. He played a good job. And then Hangman. That dude, the guy who played Captain America and Winter. Oh, wasn't that Winter Soldier? Falcon and the series Falcon and
it wasn't him, was it?
Yeah, he played Captain America. He was the Captain America. When Captain America went away, he was the next Captain America in the series. Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
No, that wasn't him.
Yes, it was.
All right.
I'm gonna double check right now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's him.
It's the same guy.
I thought he was the guy on The Boys.
Another show I haven't seen yet. Don't ruin that for me. It's in my watch.
Oh yeah, that's the greatest. I mean, it's not the greatest.
I heard
you watch really Invincible? You watch Invincible?
Not yet. Glenn Powell is that guy's name. Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
He was in Jurassic World. He was. He's in The Bad Guys. Maybe I'm wrong, Dev.
I know you're wrong. I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm a movieologist, son.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Let's see who the actor was. I thought it was that Glenn Powell.
I can't think the guy that plays the guy on the Winter Soldier. I can't think of his name. He's something else I like too. By the way, I think he's going to be in one of these Avenger movie TV shows.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's going to be in the one of them.
I got it. Who plays Captain America and the Falcon? Oh, no, it wasn't. It was him, Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell, yeah, that's his name.
No,
yeah.
Why do I not?
Y'all remember these names way better than I do.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell.
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell. And
Goldie Hawn. Have you watched Beef?
Beef?
Yeah, on Netflix.
No.
Bro, you're like a disappointment to Asian people, bro.
My wife has watched Beef. I've been watching nothing.
Awesome.
I'm watching Jack Ryan right now till I finish it.
That's like if you ask a black person, have they seen like
Power
Friday or something, like, nah, what? Like, you know how to play. It's like I asked you as a black person, you want to play some spades? I don't know how to play.
Yeah.
What?
No, I have not seen it. My wife watches it, says it's great. I just need to.
It is awesome. By the way, I forgot the lady's name. She's like the funniest person ever, anyways. On top, all of her stand-ups are pretty dope. Baby Cobra on Netflix. All the writer of those shows.
Oh yeah, I don't know who it is.
She wrote
Ali something.
Yeah, Wong. Ali Wong.
Yeah,
dope. She's super dope.
Yeah, I knew that.
She dates Bill Hader, by the way. What the fuck?
The comedian?
Yeah,
he's funny.
I think so.
He has his moments. He's good on Saturday Night Live.
He is funny on Saturday.
And then the movies, not so much.
He was good in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
He
was funny in that. I'm not going to knock him.
Yeah.
He was funny in that. Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, he's pretty funny in that shit. You know what? I'll take it back, Bill Hader. You're a funny motherfucker.
Bill Hader.
This, which I know you're not, but if you're watching this, you're a funny motherfucker.
Deuce is in the house. Says y'all coming to the draft party? Wasn't planning.
Yeah. He invited me to draft party. I'm coming to that motherfucker.
I mean, we will be live. I told Deuce the other day we'll be live like everybody else. So hopefully we can like rotate through.
No, I'm gonna go to his, and then he's going before us, and then he's gonna come on ours.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean,
Yeah,
we'll have to keep the stream up, and we could probably bounce around. But like I said, everyone who's in the comments, we don't get y'all welcome to come on and kick it with
I
us.
want to be on somebody's stream whenever we draft Herndon, so I can laugh at everybody and go wah, wah, wah.
Herndon is in Virginia.
So you want the 6th best quarterback in the draft according to the sideline scout?
Herndon, whatever.
Go watch on Georgia's
Triple
show.
H.
Ian Cummings and Adam Aniba, they both agree that he's a late round pick, man. He's going, but in the mock drafts, we saw him going in the 2nd round in some places. So who knows, man? The draft is such a crapshoot.
It is.
The draft is such a crapshoot.
Yeah, we can always.
Deuce was saying it's on Saturday. Oh, you must be talking about with the team, the one they're doing at the Harbor.
Oh, y'all going to that? Yeah, I ain't going to that.
Yeah, they must have. Okay, usually they do it at the stadium, which is interesting. Yeah, I just found it. It said the Washington Commanders 2023 draft party presented by SeatGeek. Saturday, 11 to 4. Join us to celebrate meet and greet with the Commanders' 1st round draft selection, current players, legends, Command Force live entertainment, RSVP below. So really, they're going to try to pitch season tickets to you while you're there because they ask if you're already a holder. But those events are still pretty fun. Hopefully, we'll be able to go to OTAs here soon, like we did last year, and training camp. That'd be cool. Yeah, dudes, thank you for reminding me of that. Tippy said, time to catch up on some BattleBots. Thank you. When the pod is done. Yeah, man. BattleBots is a great show. My 8-year-old and I, we love that show. So
my kid likes PJ Masks.
PJ? We haven't watched PJ Masks in a long time.
I tried to get him to watch Fraggle Rock, and he looked at me like, what is this crap? You know what
Dance Fears Away.
Yeah.
Worries let the music play.
On the Fraggle Rock.
Down the Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, down the Rivera Rock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just love that show.
Yeah. Dude says, let me know when y'all go to OTA training camp. Would love to link. Absolutely, man. And make sure if y'all catching us on the replay or live that you are subscribed to Red Zone in the Lab. They did a bunch of mock drafts as well. A couple different rounds.
I can't wait till they do another deal at FedEx this year. I hope they do that.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll have another open practice in August.
Also, we got to get ready for fantasy football.
Now we got to figure out if we're doing ESPN like we did last year. We had a 12-person league, which was awesome, and winner took $300. Second place took $200.
The Shotguns win it.
I don't even remember.
He lost in the Super Bowl, didn't he? He lost in the finals, I think.
He did not win it. It was Jason Donaway, I think, won it all. If I'm not mistaken.
Donaway. Didn't he? He's won like twice, right?
Yeah. This year, I think we might up the ante a little bit. It's like 10 more bucks.
Damn, see, that's how you know people got all kinds of money right here, man. Look.
What?
He over here counting my money and shit.
I mean,
I was gonna say go 10 less bucks. You know what I'm saying?
It was a fun league. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I didn't even drop my guys either, by the way.
No,
so I basically donated money.
You did not. All right. I think it's time for us to shut it down. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Went a little bit long. Hey, next week we'll see you at the draft. We got to get a start time here. Make sure we're lined up a little bit before the start of the NFL draft. But now this was a good episode. We talked about Brian Davis and his mythical capital that he has through Urban Echo.
Before I forget, though, before you go on with this, I want to just backtrack a second about the fantasy draft that I didn't participate in. The reason I did not participate is because some idiot decided to have the draft the exact same time as Game of Thrones coming on TV for the season premiere. I remember this specifically.
First and foremost, you could record it or go back and watch it.
Who records Game of Thrones, man?
Or you have
HBO
Max,
before.
right?
Yeah, but you'll know what happens before you get to see it.
One, I didn't know, and so yes, I did do that.
Bro.
But yes, I watched it the next day.
I forgot about it. I forgot about the draft. Not Game
Yeah.
of Thrones, obviously.
Yeah. All good. Y'all got any shout outs before we shut it down? Happy 420.
Happy 420 to everybody.
To
Shout out
everybody,
to
not me.
my friend who
I say no to drugs.
shout out to my friend Ben. He got the call that he's going to get this new, much better job. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Ben.
Yeah.
Shout out to asshole friends of my ex who drop shit that I already know is false in the comments and get themselves blocked in the process. But thank you for the view. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Lord
Tipsy
Yeah.
says, good night. Have a good
What did I
weekend.
miss?
Oh, it's a long story, but I'm
And
going to give it a
shout
short
out to
ending and
Lord-
cut it off right now.
Shout out to Lord Tipsy for the $10 super chat, man. We appreciate that.
Shout out
Thank
to
you.
Lord Tipsy.
Appreciate it.
And I don't drink beer. I do eat wings and pizza though, so I don't know what I'm gonna eat though. I'm gonna have some chitlins.
I might have to
Not
bring
doing
some
that.
wings for the draft. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. All right. We will catch you guys next week. Thank you for all tuned in. Much love, respect. Love you guys.
So
We'll see you next Thursday. It'll be a long stream, but hey, it's also fun to go back the next year and see how fun it was. So we'll pull that reaction up from last year.
I see
Of
the
our
Devin
first round
Thomas
pick.
picture
And I'll okay.
Oh, where was it
And
at?
then on Twitter.
on
here.
Twitter. He got Devin definitely breaking out a little bit of that blue steel.
Y'all show it.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I gotta share this. I gotta share this on screen right now. So our boy Lord Tipsy here had a pick with Devin Thomas. We talked about Devin Thomas earlier in the episode. In the story from Vinny Serrato, if you guys remember, where he came in and picked the Vinny Serrato. And
I come Devin Thomas look like the game.
He does.
He does like the game, kind of.
Get Tipsy there chilling. What shirt? Looks like, is that a 17? Is that Doug Williams?
It's
Can't
Douglas.
tell what that is.
Doug Williams is 47. Chris Cooley.
Cooley.
It might
Yeah,
be 40. It's a Reebok jersey, so it might be cool.
Could be either one.
It was 08. Could be either one.
Yeah. Hey Deuce, I'll shoot you a text right after this, man. Marcus says, shout out to my mom who's in the hospital. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to your mom.
Mom,
Hope
Dukes,
she's
man.
doing
Yeah, for
okay.
sure, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear about mom. Hope you get feeling better.
Yeah.
You only get one of those, man. I lost mine a while back. You only
That's
get one of
true.
those.
You only get one.
Shout out to
Cherish.
Red Zone for the super chat.
Deuce, man, bro. 999 super chat. Thank you, brother.
Deuce.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you, man. That's much love and respect. Love Deuce and the crew over there, man. They got a lot of stuff going on their channel. Kicked off like 4 or 5 different shows now between the multiple entities that have their show. So please make sure you guys go tune in and check that family out, man. They're killing it over there. It was Chris Cooley, according to Tipsy. Yeah, it was Chris Cooley. And he said, I'll do more. Phil is wearing his wrestling uniform. Trent.
Hey, you gotta go. What's
You
his
want me-
name?
you want
Trent
me in
Phoenix.
jeans, then? 'Cause that's what I wore.
Hey, yeah, you gotta come to the Super Bowl party.
Oh. Phil,
Vegas.
you were a jean wrestler. You were a jeans wrestler?
Yeah, it was 2002.
You wasn't in jeans like
no.
CM Punk.
Nah. Like
Oh,
maybe,
my
like
bad.
Rey
Like
Mysterio in
Phoenix
WCW.
Rivers.
If you're still watching this, Phil was an amateur wrestler. Okay.
No, I was
His name,
a professional wrestler.
professional wrestler. His name was
Yeah, he
Trent
got
Phoenix.
paid. He's a professional.
He did get paid. He
Yeah,
did
I
get paid.
paid like $30 to $50 a
You
night.
put baby oil on and everything
Hey.
first.
I
You
didn't.
gotta
put-
start somewhere.
How did you have long hair then and everything, or how
Nah,
that
I had
work?
short hair. I had hair.
Yeah.
Like big boss man out there. Did you have a whole uniform?
Nah,
Big
I
boss
came out-
man.
I came out
It's a
in
fucking
jeans.
cop beating up niggas.
I came out in jeans and boots, and that
Did
was
he have
it.
a partner?
Nah, he just out there whooping ass by himself. Big boss man.
He didn't have a tag team partner?
Yeah, he did. When he first came in, he was part of the Twin Towers with Akeem the
Yeah. I knew I wasn't crazy.
Then he became a cop.
Who was a white guy. No, he was no.
Like
He
the
was
white
a
guy?
big boss man with Akeem the African Dream, and Slick was their manager. The Doctor
the African Dream. Oh man, wrestling.
No, yeah. Here's a funny thing.
The fact that he called it wrestling was even funnier. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he is from West Virginia. He is from West Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Deuce cracks me up. I do more. Phil. I gotta put that comment back up. Phil was in his wrestling uniform.
Wrestling uniform.
I
Hey,
tell
come
you,
on, man.
you
You gotta
have
do it.
Better.
Yeah, you gotta put on the wrestling uniform.
RASSLIN.
No,
How long
you have to
ago
find the
was
footage.
how long was the last time you portrayed Phoenix
Trent Phoenix.
Trent Phoenix?
2002. 21 years.
I need
What was
footage.
what was his finishing move?
I need footage.
My finishing move was
Right.
it's called Emerald Frozen in Japan. I called it clincher because
That-
at the end
It doesn't make it less gay. I'm just letting you know this.
Yeah, let me hit you with it one time.
No, not at all. I don't want no parts of any move called the clincher. I feel like
The clincher.
Because it clinched the match because when I hit it, it was over. I won.
I got you, man.
Because literally, I'm
man.
dropping you, theoretically speaking, like around the back of your neck. Now I've got
Yeah.
you cradled, I know, and everything. It just looks much more devastating than it actually is. But theoretically, I'm dropping you around the back of your head and your neck.
I don't know.
It's someone else marketed that move before.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. It was a Japanese wrestler. He called it Emerald Frozen. Because Japanese gotta have all kinds of fucked up names for things.
Yeah,
But it's literally
Flying Lotus.
Yeah.
I want to be like Bad News Brown. I want to be like
feel
a
like
cool
that's-
wrestler.
I feel like that's in the Kama Sutra.
I want to be like a
That's,
cool
from Blades
wrestler.
of-
My move's gonna be like
Blades
the
of
wave cap, and I was giving like the Boston Claw on the top of the head. The wave cap, you know what I'm saying?
But nah,
Got an afro.
I picked somebody up. I picked somebody up like I'm gonna body slam them, but instead I kind of cradled their head right about here, and I just fall with them.
Damn, that seems dangerous. That sounds like the Boston. What's that? Do the Boston brain kick? Remember that?
It's like a
shit?
brain buster. It is like
yeah,
a
brain buster. Yeah,
it's
that's
a
what I was thinking
safer-
of.
It's a safer version of brain buster because I'm not lifting you all the way up over my head. I'm kind of lifting you up on the side and just dropping you.
I like the one. I like the one Goldberg does too at standing suplex. Goldberg.
Yeah,
Jackhammer.
Jackhammer.
Yeah, Jackhammer. Yeah.
Man,
That's what you want.
all the wrestling reminiscence.
We need to do a top 5 greatest wrestling moves.
moves or wrestlers.
Finishing
Probably both.
moves. We already did wrestlers.
He's a
No, we
big
didn't.
man, sharpshooter,
We
man.
did. Yes, we did.
that out.
We've already done
Top five
wrestlers. We
Did
have
we do
definitely done wrestlers. Yeah, it was like one of the first ones.
We didn't do
wrestlers.
wrestlers.
We did
We
not do
did
wrestlers.
wrestlings, man.
We did not.
Oh, I wrote it down already.
We wrote it down, but we never did it.
Correct.
Yeah.
We'll
All
save that one. Hey, we have all summer.
That's true.
All
Oh,
Woo! I believe y'all with that.
yeah.
You, sir, have won a Glock Dookie.
Yes, we'll get more of that as the season comes up. Look at that.
We'll have it on Raw. Have it in the second round on draft night.
Hey, if you made it this far, thank you for tuning in. You can always catch this podcast on any of your audio podcast platforms. Just search for Command This Podcast and we will be there. Please go like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone who's subscribing. This really appreciate you. And we'll be back next Thursday for the weekly live stream and the draft. We'll be kicking it off a little bit early because the draft starts at 8 p.m. Normally we go live at 8:30, so we'll probably go live right around 8 p.m. give or take, and we'll be in it for the long haul. Hopefully have lots of guests in here. Whoever wants to join can join, and hopefully we'll be making the rounds on other podcasts too. So it's all one love. Thank you, everyone. As always, peace and hail. We out.